Welcome back to the world today. So here's what's happening in the rest of the world. Iran is holding a fresh round of talks with the world powers in Vienna as they seek to reach a comprehensive deal on Tehran's nuclear program. The international community wants Iran to scale back its enrichment of uranium, which they fear could be used to make a nuclear bomb. But Iran says its nuclear work is purely peaceful and hopes to reach a deal with the West in return for a lifting of sanctions. An interim agreement that came into effect in January ends in July. Iran and the 6 powers involved, that's the US, Russia, China, Britain, France and Germany, are keen to start drafting the terms of a new deal by May. But analysts say that they're still some way apart.
We're engaged in very detailed and substantial negotiations at this point, and this will be an important continuation of the process in order to explore our respective positions on each topic. And the overall hope, I think, for the next couple of days will be to make further progress in the negotiations. What matters most to us is that there is a good agreement. Clearly, we want to make progress as fast as quickly as possible, but the most important thing is the quality of the agreement. It has to be a good agreement that everyone is happy with. So we will work as hard as we can to achieve that.
Well, touching home, the importance of power supply to achieve Lagos State's economic targets was expounded today at the Lagos Economic Summit taking place at the nation's commercial capital. Former Minister of Power, Professor Barth Naji, said, amongst other things, that the state must exploit the full benefits of power privatization to reach her economic potential.
Lagos State can assert its influence by partnering with distribution companies to plan for efficient and effective distribution power in Lagos, reduction of losses, efficiency of delivery. There is nothing that is about power delivery that the government cannot work with distribution companies to achieve. The distribution companies are in charge now, and so they have to be held responsible for delivering quality service. It doesn't come in one day, but over time, they are supposed to grow to deliver this quality service. And when the governor was saying that the state should be a local regulator, that's actually what he meant. I don't think he meant that he is going to displace the role of the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission, but that in our conception of government being part of, what we thought is the right of way. If you're going to create right of way, you have to, it's government that can provide it, because the governor is the one in charge of all land within the state. And so the government can help to ensure that things like land, a right of way, things like permits, that the distribution companies get them easier by being part owner of these.
A former Minister of Power here in Nigeria, Professor Barth Naji. And one of the men convicted of murdering British soldier Lee Rigby has launched an appeal against his sentence. 29-year-old Michael Adebolajo, who launched the appeal together with 22-year-old Michael Adebowale, drove into Fusilier Rigby with the car before hacking him to death in Woolwich, southeast London. Now, at the time of the sentencing, the judge, Justice Sweeney, said Adebolajo's case was rare, which warranted a whole life term. The judge said the Muslim converts had butchered the 25-year-old soldier. And a man accused of arranging his wife's killing on their honeymoon has been remanded to a psychiatric hospital in South Africa. 34-year-old Shren Dewani appeared at Western Cape High Court today. He's accused of ordering the murder of 28-year-old Annie Dewani, who was shot on the outskirts of Cape Town in November 2010. Mr. Dewani, who's from Bristol, denies the murder. He was extradited from the UK on Monday night after a 3-year legal battle to avoid returning to South Africa. The case has been postponed to May the 12th. Mr. Dewani and his wife were held at gunpoint while being driven in a taxi through Gugulethu Township near Cape Town in 2010. He was thrown from the car later that night, and the body of Mrs. Dewani was found the next day with a single gunshot wound to the neck. Well, for the past few weeks now, the Ebola virus has been causing a scare in various countries. Guinea, where it originated here in West Africa, the recent strain, Liberia, and just yesterday, Ghana. Even though most of the countries involved say it is dengue fever and not Ebola, Channels Television spoke with a consultant, a public health physician, and he told us the signs to look out for to know when it's time to raise a red flag.
Like other viral hemorrhagic fevers, the presentation initially might mimic other forms of mild diseases or mild infections. Like patient might, present with headache, with pain, with fever. For fever, actually, is one of the early symptoms of this particular disease. They might go on to start passing bloody stools or having what we call hemorrhagic manifestation. They might have bleeding from different openings within the system, within the body, like the nose, like the rectum, like bleeding into the skin, bleeding into the gum. Those are, manifestations that you have, like, for example, if you talk about Lassa fever, yellow fever, dengue fever, they also present with this kind of hemorrhagic manifestations. And this is what you also have, with Ebola virus infection. We need to plan active, sensitization of health workers in the public and the private health facilities, providing for them the fact sheets, and even government facilities, we need to get, designated facilities where if we have suspected cases where they can be taken to, where the laboratory investigations can be done. And because as a matter of fact, there is no known specific treatment for Ebola virus, but what we can do is supportive therapy in this concern. To avoid contacts with these animals, and if there are people that are already eating it, maybe for a while now, within this particular period, they should avoid the consumption of the fruit bats. That is what we have, at least as far as the evidence we have now. And there are some people too who are within the game reserves centers who have, close contact with chimpanzees and monkeys. There is possibility of migration. So that too, we need to take caution because they have also been linked to, transmit this particular virus.
So here's something to leave you with, some fun and a good feeling as we end the world today. Are you ready to have some fun and let off some steam? Try pillow fighting has been discovered to do just that. And that's exactly what hundreds of people did yesterday when they were armed with pillows and dressed in pajamas and waged battle in the heart of Hong Kong's financial district to mark the International Pillow Fight Day.
Here's pillow fighting, like you've probably never seen it before. The organizer, Tom Grundy, explained the reason behind the event.
Well, as much as I'd like to say it's a community expression of reclaiming public space, it's actually for no good reason. It's the International Pillow Fight Day, a non-commercial, nonsensical, non-political community event of love and unity.
The day was marked in 100 cities around the globe. And Grundy said that in a fast-paced city like Hong Kong, pillow fighting was a perfect distraction to the daily grind.
Yeah, it's happening in over 100 cities all around the world. And in Hong Kong, it's quite a high-pressure city, so it's a good chance for everyone to let off some steam!
Many of the participants were students and school children about to sit for crucial exams.
I'm here because to let out steam and to be a kid again, because you've got people telling you you've got exams coming up, especially this time of year in Hong Kong. All the teenagers here will be having exams coming soon. And it's just to let off steam and mainly just to be a kid again, because really we don't want a job. We want to be pillow fighters when we grow up.
As the feathers flew, some of the participants, like Hong Kong University student Michael Kinder, said they just liked seeing people with pillows.
To have a pillow fight. Just, it's nice seeing people with pillows every now and again. Just gotta get out your system.
Meeting each other in their nightwear, a group of 18-year-olds said they came to the event to relieve the stress of schoolwork.
So much pressure from schoolwork, coursework.
The one-hour fight proceeded without incident and no serious injuries to anyone except the pillows.
Well, let's hope all that letting off steam does reflect on their schoolwork. Thanks again for watching The World Today. I am Amarachi Ubani. To stay tuned, Sports News is up next.